there are companions that walk with us, even when the road seems empty. Their silence is not absence, it is depth. In the old lands east of the salt mountains, where the sky was cracked with gold, and the wind carried secrets between cypress and stone, there lived a young calligrapher named Tamin. Tamin was known for the precision of his pen, but not for the joy of his heart. His father died young, and his mother, lost to grief, had followed soon after. The villagers gave him food, the Sufi elders gave him verses, but none could give him what he longed for, the sense that he was seen, truly seen, by someone who understood his sorrow. One day, in the dry hush of midday, Tamin climbed the rocky path behind the village and entered a narrow cave where few dared go. It was said that in the days of the ancients, a hermit had spoken to stars in that cave, and the stars had answered. Tamin did not believe in such things, but he sought silence, and there he found too much of it. For 7 days he stayed in the cave, speaking aloud to the wind, to his memories, to the absence that pressed on his chest like a stone. He wept, not from pain, but from the echo of his own voice, sounding smaller than he had ever known. At the end of the 7th day, he cried out, not with words, but with the raw groan of a soul that no longer cared if anyone answered. And in that moment, something did answer. A flicker of gold bloomed before him. At first, he thought it a hallucination, a trick of hunger or madness. But the light formed into the shape of a lion with eyes like burning opals. The creature did not speak with sound, but with knowing. You are not alone, Tamin. You never have been. The lion led him deeper into the cave, through a corridor of stone and memory. There, carved into the walls, were scenes from his own life, moments he had forgotten or ignored. In each one, a hidden figure stood just beyond his sight, a hand resting on his shoulder in times of fear, a shadow interceding when he walked toward danger, a laugh that warmed his coldest nights. Tamin turned to the lion, trembling. Who are they? Those who walk with you. They do not walk in flesh, but they are more real than stone. Why have I not seen them? Because you looked with the eyes of dust. Now look with the eyes of flame. The lion vanished, and Tamin found himself alone again, but not as before. The silence was now full. He could feel presence, not just a presence, but many, watching, waiting, not to interfere, but to witness. He left the cave changed. He returned to his village not as a man seeking company, but as one carrying it. His pen no longer trembled, his lines danced. His solitude became sanctuary, not sentence. In time, others came to him, not for his calligraphy, but for the stillness in his presence. Widows who had lost their sons, youths who feared the dark, wanderers whose eyes held storms. Tamin did not give advice. He offered tea, silence, and when asked, he told them of the cave, not what he saw, but what he found. He never claimed to be wise, only that in his most lonesome hour, when the world felt blind to his pain, he discovered eyes brighter than the sun watching over him. And that had been enough. The villagers began to say his ink carried something unseen, that his words could mend what no surgeon could touch. But Tamin would only smile and return to his work, trusting that the watchers who had once seen him would see others too, until they saw themselves.